Welcome viewers to this first webinar on Plan Special Needs. Plan Special Needs is a platform which is specially designed for families caring for special needs children. Today we are going to explore more about this exciting platform and understand how it can be beneficial to the segment of special need children families. Let's welcome Mr. Jitendra Solanki, founder of Plan Special Needs.
Hello, Shilpa.
Welcome, Jitendra. He is a CFP, that is Certified Financial Planner, and a CTEP, that is Chartered Trust and Estate Planner too. He is a SEBI registered investment advisor and he has been into financial advisory for the past decade. So, welcome Jitendra to this webinar. And would you like to introduce yourself to our viewers to begin with?
Okay, I'm into this financial services industry for last 17 years, and right after my doing my MBA finance, I ventured into this industry and has been working for 11 years. And after 11 years, I decided to go on my own, and that's where I started my own financial consultancy firm. No, special needs children families have all been my focus, right from when I started practicing my own. And I'm married to a doctor who has worked into this segment for last 20 years. So my always keen interest was that even if I'm going to start my own something of my own, I'm going to work with a segment probably where there is no advice available to the families, to the individuals, and that lack of advice is basically not helping the families to manage their financial life well-being. So that's where when I started my practice. So my focus was that I'm going to work for especially children families. And in 2011, so when I started my practice, I started advising special children families. And I have also authored a book called Financial Planning for Families Having Children with Special Needs, and that primarily was my objective, to reach as many families as we can and help them understand first the basics of life planning for their special need child, what all they need to plan, how planning has to be done, what are the areas they should consider, what are the financial issues, the legal issues they will have to address in their life. And this book was published in 2018, and since then it's always been an effort to make aware the families on their financial well-being. And that's where we are sitting today, where last 4 5 years we have been working with families now.
So that's very nice because I think in this segment there was no such dedicated book which was specially for specially children families, and that too for financial planning, because this financial planning is little different than the normal financial planning which is done for regular families. So really
Yes.
congratulations for this is a much needed kind of a book. So why don't you tell a little bit more about this book and what
Okay.
people can actually benefit out of reading this book?
Yes, as I said, there was always a lack of information for the families when it comes to financial well-being. What they need to plan, what are the issues that can come up, the legal issues. There was no information on it. Because of that, families were not planning enough. So what I did was that I compiled everything into a single book. So this book, if families are going to read on this book, then they will get information on what are the financial and the legal issues they need to address. I'll go a bit about the index part. So if families are looking at
Yeah, that
reading.
would be helpful for
Yes.
people to
So
understand much more about.
what I have covered is I've started with making understand the life of a special needs child family. So how they what are the emotions they have to go through, what are the social issues they face, and what are the other issues they face when a special need child is born, and during the bringing up. So the first chapter is dedicated to that. The second chapter starts with understanding the special needs financial planning. What all does it include, right? So if you look at what is the difference between traditional planning and special needs planning? So what is additional, what special needs families have to address in their life? What are the life stages of special need child, and how a family can understand the life stages which will help them plan more efficiently. So I have broken down the life stages into 5 stages, like minority, adulthood, staying at home, adulthood, external environment, the first parent death, and the death of the second parent. The chapter 3 goes about describing the pillars of special needs planning. What are those 6 pillars on which the planning, the life planning of a special needs child family rest on? The legal issues, the financials, the guardianship, government benefits, and what all other important features. Then the chapter 4 really takes down the families uh, going through how to plan for the 2 generation. I always say it is a planning for 2 generations. So what are the stepwise, I have described into a stepwise process, that how to plan. Step 1, like establishing and prioritizing life goals. Step 2 is determining current financial situation. 3 is analyzing pitfalls, establishing strategies, implementing the plan. So various aspects of this financial plan have been described in that. Then how to estimate the lifetime cost of special need child. Now most families do not do this. And if I have to just ask a question, that what is a corpus they need to leave behind, most of the families won't be aware. So
Yeah.
how to estimate that lifetime cost with case studies, with examples. There have been clients who have been given their views, and they have helped us in making families understand and bring that into the book. So we have given real life case studies also in the book, so that families can understand life insurance, health insurance, how to do your insurance planning, that is also covered. So the financial planning is as description, as illustrative as you can, and with real life case studies, making families understand on with the examples, that this is how you calculate your lifetime cost. And then there is a chapter on complete estate planning, the will, trust, power attorney, letter of intent, why all these documents
Yeah.
are important, how you should write it, and what are the issues you will have to address when you are writing these. So all these have been described. Private trust we have described in detail, that what is a private trust, what is the structures, so that at least families can get a basic understanding that this is what I need to plan, and this is what is the structure which is there. And then the chapter 6 goes about explaining the tax planning. So what are the tax
Okay.
consideration they have to do? What are the tax advantages they have? What are the tax provision they have? So these this explain the tax planning. And then at the end of the book, we have given some list of important resources. So this book primarily is describing in detail about the financial planning, the estate planning, what are the issues families need to address.
So, really comprehensive kind of a book, actually, we can call this. Why don't you just show the book to our viewers so
Okay,
that they
yes,
can just have a
surely.
look at it?
So this is the book. It's called Financial Planning for Families Having Children with Special Needs, right? And this is available on Amazon, Flipkart, and any parents who wish to buy, or any professional who wish to read, they can buy the book. It's easily available.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Now, you have been constantly mentioning about specific need for special need children families to get into financial planning. So, why financial planning is so crucial for special need children families, and is it little different? So, you can please let's talk about a bit about how it is different for normal families versus how is it different for special need children families.
Okay, yes, no. In a general case, in a traditional planning, your planning. So when you are planning for your family, right, for your yourself and for your children future. Now, the moment children goes for higher education and after they marry, your planning ends, right? After that, it is about your retirement, about your life. Now, with a special need child, it's when you are planning for your lifetime, it's planning for 2 generations, right? You
Okay.
have to plan for yourself also, and you have to plan for the special child also, because he or she is going to be lifelong dependent. So when you are planning for 2 generation, it is more difficult, because we have seen while we have planned for the families, that When you are planning for your own retirement, what is the amount of money you require. But when you include the cost of a special child care, where it involves more on, healthcare cost also, medical side cost also, the financials numbers, can run into, very high numbers. And so that's where the planning is much more different, right? Because you have to plan for two generations, where one generation is going to go beyond your lifetime. Now with this, what comes in, that when you have a special need child, there are a lot many issues you have to address. The financials are there, right? But when we talk about the legal issues, so your will is there. Now the will has to be written. There is a legal framework which a family have to create. They have to appoint a guardian, not only for the minority but for the complete lifetime of the child, who is going to be that. So continuity of, managing the child affairs even when, after your lifetime. So all these issues are really bigger, larger issues which families have to address. And that's why when you look at a traditional planning and when you look at a special needs planning, the special needs planning have to address the traditional planning also, but additionally they have to address the unique requirements of their family. And that's where the financial planning becomes much more complicated, and it has to cater to wide areas of planning aspects, both on financial and legal. And that's why we say, special needs financial planning, that it is for two generations. And that's why, I always say that it's a necessity, it's not an option. So
Yes.
families really have to plan beforehand, because you cannot manage if you are, your finances are not up to the mark. And if any legal issue you are not able to address today, probably at the time of, when it comes onto your family, it's going to be much more complicated, and much difficult for the family to address.
So definitely, it's a very crucial subject for every family. But at the same time, we all know that every child is different. Every special needs child is different, and based on that, depending on the kind of disability or the severity of the disability or the location at which the family is staying currently. So there can be many, and at the life stages, as you have mentioned in the book, we have spoken about the life stages of the child. So depending on, there are so many variables or there are so many parameters. Because of that, the financial planning needs to be different, and it's a wide subject.
Right.
So one is like the book, which is going to get them started on it. But at the same time, we are planning some of the topics as webinars so that we can reach more and more people, and more and more people can get initiated into this most important aspect, which is very important for the special needs child's benefit. So can
Right.
you just explain a little bit more about what kind of webinars we are planning to get into in future?
Okay, there has been a lot of effort from our side, on making families aware. Now today, if any family goes to our website, we have a very, we have running very short courses also. Like for letter of intent, there are 2-minute tips available for family, where we help them make aware on certain aspect of their planning. Now, but what happens is that when you look at financial and legal planning, now if you combine both financial and legal planning, it's a very vast area.
Hmm.
For families, it's very difficult to understand what is there in financial and what is there in legal, right? So each aspect requires a detailed discussion. When you talk about financial, why budgeting is important, you talk about life insurance, um, you talk about retirement planning, you talk about investment planning. Everything has to be addressed in a different manner, considering your unique situation. So we decided that we are going to conduct webinars, right? And how we are going to conduct webinars is that we are going to touch upon all the aspects of a special need child life. So we have broken down the complete financial and legal aspect into different topics. Like we are going to, run a webinar on will. We'll have a private trust we'll run it in 2-3 webinars. We're going to run on insurance planning. We'll have a webinar only on the budgeting. We will conduct webinars. We will invite parents, where we'll understand that what issues they have faced, how, they have resolved. We are going to involve other experts also. So all these webinars which we're going to conduct in 2020, they will help families to understand not only the holistic financial planning, but the financial planning aspect, each of these into very much in detail. What is there in investment planning, how should I make investment, what are the strategies, what is there in insurance planning, what all areas I need to plan, why I need to prepare a budget, how you should go about preparing a budget. So with all these aspects, we wanted to address them in detail. We wanted to help families to learn these aspects and make yourself aware. And that's why we decided that in 2020 we are going to conduct webinars on different aspects of all these financial and legal issues. We will also address the social issues also, where we'll invite other experts, and we'll help families to learn more about their financial well-being.
So that's going to be really useful for all the parents, I'm sure about it, and they will be quite interested in knowing. Now, let's come to the logistics, like, what will be the frequency of these webinars that you will be conducting, and what will be the cost? I mean, because that is one of the factor I'm sure everybody must be thinking about, how much do I really have to pay for this? So can you just elaborate more on that?
Yeah, so frequency, we see we want to conduct webinar in a maybe in one webinar in 15 days or maybe lesser. So we want to conduct more and more webinars in a month. We might look at conducting 3 webinars in a month. Now this is a lockdown period going on, so we understand that most of the families would be at home. So we are planning that by the end of April we'll conduct at least 4 webinars on most important topics which families would be considering during this period. So we are going to conduct 4 webinars,
Okay.
and then every month we are going to conduct at least 2 webinars. And as far as the cost of webinar goes, we do understand about the financials of the families. So we won't be looking at much higher cost, maybe 100 or 200 rupees from a family for attending this webinar. That's the cost we are thinking of.
But after the webinar is over or immediately during webinar, if people have any questions, will you be open to those questions so that they can ask their questions and get more clarity on various subjects that you'll be covering for in every seminar?
Yes, certainly. We are going to invite not only from during the webinar, but we are going to invite before the webinar. We are going to invite families to put down their questions on those specific topic, which we can take up after during the webinar. So we are open to address questions. We want more and more families come up, more and more parents come up and ask questions, so that it is not helpful also for the parents who are attending the webinar, but for the families who have not been able to attend the webinar, still looking questions, answers to their questions. But there is also one important aspect, that from these questions, it might happen that if one question is being asked from a lot of parents, then we might convert it into another webinar.
Yeah.
So we are going to address those important questions, those aspects which families looking an answer to. And it's going to happen that from apart from these webinars, from the questions which parents are going to ask us, we might come up with webinars on those specific topics also.
And if somebody wants to register for these webinars, how can they reach you? Either you can share your contact information, email, or will there be available on the website how they can actually register themselves for these webinars? Or when they will come to know about the schedule, how are they going to get information about it?
So we are going to promote this before starting any webinar. We are going to advertise it. The schedule of all the webinars is going to be there on our website. The registration page would be there. The payments link would be there. Similarly, we are going to post it on our social media groups. We are going to post on our social media channels. So parents will have information of where they have to register, where they have to make the payment. They will have information on all these webinars.
So the website will be www.planspecialneeds.com, right?
Yes, it's the website, and Plan Special Needs. The Facebook page is Plan Special Needs. The Twitter page is Plan Special Need. We are there on Instagram. So this is the this is our brand which we have taken. Plan Special Needs. We want to plan for special needs families, and with this name, the families can search us. They will find us on social media, and they'll be able to look at what we are posting, and they can follow us on the social media. So families who are following us, they will be able to see all the posts from us, where we will be inputting information on these webinars.
What is the mission of Plan Special Needs, and how you are going to looking forward to create what kind of ecosystem you are trying to create using this Plan Special Needs?
Okay, so we understand, there is a lack of clarity on different aspect. Financial planning was one area where there was no information available to the families. Estate planning is another area where we find there is no information to available to families. Now we also find that there is no ecosystem for the families where under one basket they can get information or they can get services on, their child future. So what we are trying to build is we are trying to build an ecosystem. Now through this ecosystem, we will be handling the life planning aspects also, the financial planning aspects also. Plus, we will be tying up with different professionals, legal professionals, uh, doctors, therapists, social workers, and we are going to bring them under one umbrella, so that a family, when they want to plan for their special need child under this one umbrella, they will be able to plan out comprehensive for their family. So, as far as this ecosystem is concerned, we are trying to build an ecosystem wherein we are going to work with families on planning comprehensively for their child future. We are also building up an ecosystem. We are going to take up the estate planning aspect. Okay, so we are going to come up with uh, trusteeship services also very soon, wherein we will be acting as a trustee for on special need trust, and this service is going to be exclusively for the special children families. We're going to act as a trustee, and this trustee, and through this company we are going to tie up with doctors, professionals, and they're going to be families. So we will be an intermediary connecting the families with hospitals, doctors, and other professionals, and we will ensure that the child care or the child future is taken care in a proper way, comprehensively, and as per the wish of the parent. So through this ecosystem, we are ensuring that what families are looking for, what is the concern, that what happens to the child after us is being taken care. At least the planning aspect is being taken care by us. We're going to launch it in phase wise. We're going to launch it in 2 cities as of now, Delhi and Mumbai, and we will expand to other cities also. And once this ecosystem is in place, then a family who, if they leave behind their child would be taken care by these professionals, by these service providers, and we as a trustee will be ensuring that the financials are taken care of.
So, complete holistic approach, I think, keeping the child in the center, and it's very important. So, thank you so much, Jitendra, for giving the insights into plant special needs. And I'm sure this has been a great information to all the participants, all the viewers as well. And let's make the best of it and look forward to various webinars, as Jitendra has mentioned, and gather more and more information and put it into the practice. Thank
Thanks,
you so
Shilpa.
much.
Thanks, Shilpa. I'm looking forward to starting up with the webinars very soon, and hopefully, we'll take advantage of this complete lockdown which is happening, and we will ensure that as much information as we can provide to the family, we should be able to do that during this phase of life.